What's up, Gator Nation? What's up, Rolling with Carlos family? I appreciate the support as we move closer to 1,400 subscribers. In this video, we're going to go ahead and see how high the expectations are for the 2025-2026 Florida men's basketball team, as ESPN has their final preseason top 25. Where did the Gators land on that? And, ladies and gentlemen, the Florida basketball team for the 2025 season and 2026 season have sold out for the entire season. So that also backs up the claim that the fans and the alumni are expecting a deep run in the NCAAs and a possible back-to-back national championship for the first time in over 21 plus years. Let's get into this, as let's see where ESPN has the basketball team ranked. And this article, I give the credit to Graham Hall from 24/7 Sports. Florida's men's basketball team ranked number 2 in ESPN's final preseason top 25. Despite cutting down the nets at the conclusion of the 2024-2025 season and returning 9 players, including the team's entire front court, the Florida Gators didn't check in at number 1 in ESPN's final preseason top 25. Instead, the Gators find themselves at number 2 according to the outlet, with Purdue taking the top spot. There are very few doubts about Purdue's offensive potential. The Boilermakers were 7th nationally in offense efficiency last season and bring back a bulk of that group. The key to the quest for the national championship, however, will come down to defense. They had the worst 2-point defense in the Big Ten last season and a stark drop-off from when Zach Edey was patrolling the paint. If Purdue can shore up the defense, Painter's team is a title favorite. As for the Gators, ESPN praised the additions in the backcourt, primarily of Xavier Lee and Boogie Flynn, a pair of transfers ranked inside the top 40 by 24/7 Sports, with Florida set to face a bevy of Power 5 opponents in a non-conference play, including Arizona in a season opener, Miami, and Florida State within a 5-day span. Duke in the ACC SEC Challenge, TCU in the Randy Children's Invitational in San Diego, UConn in Madison Square Garden on December 9th. ESPN acknowledges the Gators may take their lumps early as a retooled roster gels. Of the aforementioned opponents, UConn is ranked number 4 in ESPN's preseason poll, with Duke ranked at number 10 and Arizona ranked at number 13th. Gators offense. Could Florida Gators go back-to-back after Todd Golden did revamp the backcourt in the offseason? It's not out of the question. The Gators were already bringing back one of the nation's elite frontcourt with the potential first-rounders Alex Gordon and Thomas Houck, an easy breakout candidate leading the way, but then Golden went out and landed impact transfers Boogie Flynn and Xavier Lee to start on the perimeter. There could be some growing pains early, but this starting 5 is as talented as it gets. In the interim, with less than a month until the season opens on November 3rd against the Wildcats in Las Vegas, the Gators continue to prepare during preseason practice sessions. It's the feel-good window where UF has yet to be tested. When it does occur, Florida response will be critical to the team's ceiling. I'm really pleased with where we are at, but I think the main test has yet to come, right? Like we have, there's been no adversity to this team. Like we haven't lost any tough games. We haven't had to deal with any injuries. So it's easy right now because we haven't had to go through any of that for us. For us to all get along with each other and everybody to be putting the team first. But once we deal with a little bit of that, I think there'll be a way to react. The way that we react that will be key. You have head coach Todd Golden said on September 22nd. But right now, I think the team has a chance to be really tight. We have really good guys. We have mature guys, and I think similar to last year, our personnel and kind of the roles that we have for specific guys, it's pretty well where everybody should be able to have success with what we're trying to do. With multiple new faces on the roster, Lee and Flynn, along with Ohio University transfer A.J. Brown, the older brother of UF sophomore guard Isaiah Brown, and a pair of top 50 freshmen signees Alex Lloyd and C.J. Ingram. The topic of going back-to-back has been discussed, yet through Florida has expressed its goal of making a deep run in March once again. It's tricky, but unlike 20 years ago, we don't have our starting five back. It's a little different than just saying blanket, okay? We're trying to go back-to-back. Obviously, we have the guys who played a huge role on the team, and the expectation for them, that's a goal, Golden said. At the same time, we have some transfers and young guys that we're trying to get in there. That's not the same expectation for them. They were not a part of the team, right? So on a Marco level, our goal is to win again. But with this team specifically, we're not talking a lot about repeating, but we are talking about doing everything we can to play deep in March. The Gators announced Thursday that Golden's highly anticipated fourth season with the program has sold out of traditional season tickets, with the arena passes still available for those keen on witnessing the home contest for the reigning national champions.
Gators on the field, hear the crowd go wild. Defense locking in, no time for denial. College game day, feel the energy rise.
Let me get to the other article. The defending national champion Florida Gators men's basketball program has sold out its allotment of season tickets. The program announced Thursday. The Gators' home opener is scheduled for November 6th against UNF, where it's expected the program will unveil in the rafters the team's national championship banner from the 2024-2025 season. Although traditional season tickets, which require booster contributions, are sold out, arena passes for the 2025-2026 season remain available for $450, an increase from $200. Florida fans will receive tickets to all 15 games with no booster contribution required. The arena pass offers a different seating location for each game, giving fans a fresh experience every time inside the Odo. Seats assignments are randomly generated each game week, and fans can make accounts for the entire season or purchase single game guest passes to sit with friends. In addition, an all Gators weekend pack is available, which includes Florida's men's basketball games against Merrimack on Friday, November 21st, and the Florida football game against Tennessee on Saturday, November 22nd for only $149 plus taxes and fees. The reigning national champions opened the season in less than a month on November 3rd at 7 p.m. Eastern in the Las Vegas T-Mobile Arena against Arizona. If UF returns to Gainesville to host the Ospreys, followed by hosting rival Florida State on November 11th at the X-Track Arena at the Stephen O'Connell Center. Florida will take on another rival, Miami, on November 16th at 8:30 p.m. in Jacksonville, followed by hosting Merrimack. The Gators will play in a multi-team event in Rally's Children's Invitational during Thanksgiving in San Diego. Florida will take on TCU in the event on November 27th before facing Providence or Wisconsin on November 28th at either 3 p.m. Eastern or 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Florida heads to Durham, North Carolina for the ACC-SEC Challenge on December 2nd against Duke, and a week later the Gators remain on the road facing UConn on December 9th at Madison Square Garden in New York. On December 13th, Florida takes on George Washington University in the Orange Bowl Classic in Sunrise at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. The non-conference slate concludes with a trio of home games against San Francisco, Colgate, and Dartmouth on December 17th, December 21st, and December 29th, respectively. Southeastern Conference play will see UF travel to Columbia, Missouri to face the Tigers on January 3rd, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, followed by hosting Georgia, led by former UF coach Mike White, on January 6th at 7 p.m. Eastern. On January 10th, Florida hosts rival Tennessee at 12 p.m. Eastern, followed by a road trip to Norman, Oklahoma to face the Sooners on January 13th at 9 p.m. Florida travels to Nashville to face the Vanderbilt Commodores on January 17th at 2 p.m. Eastern, and UF returns home to host LSU on January 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern. Florida's highly anticipated matchup against Auburn, now led by Stephen Pearl, following the retirement of his father, Bruce Pearl, occurs on January 24th, either at 4 or 4:30 p.m. Eastern. The Gators conclude play in the month of January by traveling to Columbia, South Carolina to face the Gamecocks on January 28th at 9 p.m. Eastern. The final complete month of the 2025-2026 regular season begins with February contest in Gainesville against Alabama at 1 p.m., followed by a road trip to College Station to take on the Texas A&M Aggies on February 7th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Florida travels to Georgia on February 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern contest before returning to Gainesville to host Kentucky on February 14th at 3 p.m. Eastern. The Gators host Gamecocks on February 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern, followed by consecutive road games against Ole Miss and Texas on February 21st and February 25th, respectively. Florida's contest with the Rebels is a scheduled tip-off at 12 p.m. Eastern, with the battle against the Longhorns set for 7 p.m. Eastern. On February 28th, Florida hosts Arkansas at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and Florida's final home game of the regular season is set for March 3rd against Mississippi State at 8 p.m. Eastern. The Gators conclude the 2025-2026 regular season in Lexington, Kentucky against Kentucky. Wildcats on March 7th at 4 p.m. Eastern. The SEC Tournament commences on March 11th in Nashville and runs through March 15th, where UF will look to defend its conference championship. All right, guys, there you got a quick brief outlook on the schedule. If I can get Kyle Lander and we can start a program that I want to start called the Rowdy Reptile Showcase, then you'll have weekly updates on how the Gators basketball team is doing. I'm looking to start that show, trying to get in contact with Kyle Lander through my connects. That works for Gators SI, and hopefully have him on the channel soon so we can start the Rowdy Reptile Showcase on a weekly basis. Like always, I appreciate your support and your comments. And like always, stay positive, stay on your grind, and go Gators.